welcome to Workhorse Drums. I am Chris Hamilton. Today is January 10th, 2020. Today I want to discuss timing and metronomes and hitting the beat on the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 like a machine. Or even having rhythm but playing in the same exact tempo the whole time. Many people might say, especially drum teachers and drum professors and music teachers will say, it's unprofessional to play anything but in the same time. It's 120 beats per minute. For the whole song, you should play the whole song at 120 beats per minute. That's just the way it is. And they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear any arguments against it. They just want you to get in there and play 120 beats per minute. Doom cha, doom doom cha, doom cha, doom doom cha. Chorus, doom cha, doom doom ch, doom 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 ch, doom 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 ch. But maybe not everyone thinks that way. I know I don't. Although I think it's good to be able to do it. And there is a need for it if you're playing with keyboards or loops. Doesn't mean that it always has to be like that. I know Van Halen didn't always use a metronome. I doubt Led Zeppelin did. I know U2 didn't use a metronome in the beginning of the 80s. There's a lot of bands in the 70s, the 80s, the 60s, the 50s that didn't use it. And there's still some bands today. But here's my thought on it. Let's say that you're playing a rock song and it's 125 beats a minute, just as an example. And then you come to the chorus and you want to give it that little extra oomph right into it, but make it really go high. So you play 127, you give it 2 extra beats per minute or just a little bit of an extra fast pace behind it. I'm not saying it's noticeable, but yet it is. The average listener is not going to say, hey, he sped that song up. But yet they're going to feel it. The intensity gets just a little better. Maybe on a slow song, when the bridge hits, you go just a beat or 2 beats slower than it is throughout the rest of the song, just to emphasize the power of the bridge. Now I know, again, this is not technically correct, but isn't it fun to not be technically correct? I mean, that's the whole point of playing music, is to go against the rules. That's kind of the whole point of everything, isn't it? Just kind of break the rules and do your own thing. I think it is. It sure in the hell is a lot of fun. So, maybe in class, if you're taking lessons, or if you're in band, or you're professional and you're out there, you may have to do it for whatever project, class, work, project you're doing. But on your own time, you should try it. Especially if you can get somebody that could play guitar for you, if you're a drummer. Or if you're in a band, just try it. If you're used to playing to a click track or a metronome, take it off and just see what it feels like. It may take you a little bit just to get used to playing together without having something kind of leading you. But I think you'll enjoy it. But also, if you're recording, just see what it sounds like. Speed it up just a little bit. Just push it during the chorus. I think you guys will really like it. I think you'll enjoy the experiment at least. Anyway, this is just a little thought. Maybe on this Friday, something you can do over the weekend is try out a little experiment that doesn't take a lot of effort, but might give you some satisfaction. I know you're taught, if you take lessons, or you're told, by people, other drummers, that's always about playing in time. Just think about playing in time, but it doesn't always have to be and exact time. Anyway, I hope that you guys have a great Friday and a great weekend, and I will talk to you next week. Until then, goodbye.